Hi! Where do we start from? Have we been? Where do we start from? A lot of things have happened, but we are here. And hi guys, welcome to this amazing family. If you're just joining this video for the very first time, this is me officially saying welcome, welcome, welcome. If you followed all the way from Instagram and you are here, this is me also saying welcome, welcome, welcome. I don't even know how this thing is done. Okay guys, so welcome to our YouTube channel. So on this video, like you can see the title of this video already, trying to build a community. It was bettered from a deep place. Sit tight and watch this video to the end, and I bet you this is going to be one value-packed video you would not want to miss. Well, it's a vulnerable video, a video where we are not ashamed to share, where we are not ashamed to be ourselves. This is we just coming out and just sharing pieces of ourselves, being that one or two persons or just one person will find this video uplifting and helpful, just to let you know that even now you're held and you are not alone. Meet my very good friend Titi Morufat, my darling friend. My darling friend. I met Titi here in the UK when we came in, like we were studying together in school, and you know, I met her here and she has been a darling all the years, all the months, not she has been a darling all the months. Really, friends are really gifts of men that I believe God places in your life for a reason. I remember the first time I came into school, she was the first person I met. I was devastated. I was confused. You know, where it's like you're not carrying human being and took inside ocean. That was how I felt. But meeting her, you know, she was here earlier than I came in, and then she just helped me, you know, maneuver a lot of things, of which I hold that very conk in my brain. Even if she doesn't know, I hold that event very conk in my brain, and this is me officially telling you thank you for being there. For being there. All right guys, so it's going to be a question and answer. This is the first of its kind. It's a chit chat podcast where we're going to be sharing heart to heart with you guys. Like I said earlier, if you followed all the way from Instagram to this video, it's a faith between tears, and we're building a community where we tend to encourage people that, you know, you can, irrespective of the tears you have cried, irrespective of the past, irrespective of what life currently is, right, you can still have faith. God's not done with you yet. You can definitely still have faith, even in the midst of your tears. So my number one question, are you ready to share? So I'm looking down here. I have a paper here, some questions I wrote down here that I want to be asking, so that I will not be talking blah 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 blah. So just to guide me. So my first of all, before we go into the video proper, I just want to ask a question. Is it okay to have doubts and still believe? Is it okay to have doubts? To doubt a lot of things.
Yeah.
To have doubts, fears, worries, anxiety, and yet still believe.
Very, very, very true.
Okay.
Because you say that even as a believer, you can still have a believe in God, trusting God for something, and still be having a doubtful mind. You understand? That doesn't make you not to be a believer. It just makes you to be human. Do you understand? You're trusting God, but at some point, like, oh, will this thing work? But because you must not now allow your doubts to overshadow your belief. At every point, make your belief, have that belief more than your doubts. You will definitely have a doubtful mind as human. If you want to take a step, risk, you understand, you want to take a risk. At some point, you're like, will this thing work out? Am I taking too much risk? Or you just want to you need to take a step. Do you understand? At every steps, you will have challenges. It's your belief that will keep you going. Do you understand? So there's no, you being doubtful doesn't make you not being human. Do you understand? So the two work hand in hand, and there's no point at every struggle, at every stages, you always have doubt. But always make your belief. So you make that makes you going. So,
so meaning that we cannot, like, there are certain things that we cannot exempt from our journey.
Yeah, sure.
So you're definitely always going to feel, for example, fear. You're always going to feel fear.
Of course.
You're always going to doubt a lot of things instantly.
Of course, I mean, that makes you human. Right?
And that makes you human. So even in the midst of that, we should not allow our faith diminish. We should rather let our faith be higher than the doubts and the fears.
And that now keeps it going.
And that's what keeps.
You understand, as every challenge is, there is no how in every stage you don't have a challenge. And one thing about this topic again is that you should have it at the back of your mind that as you are coming out of one struggles, it's preparing you for the next one. Do you understand? So if God makes you go out of one, doesn't stop you that's the end of your struggle. The second stage, you are still having something is waiting for you, but it's your belief that will keep you going out of that. Do you understand?
That's no, you said something really striking.
Like.
So it keeps coming. So it's like for every season that you are in, it's a preparation for the next season.
One,
like, can I say it doesn't get easier? No. You only get stronger. Like each season prepares you for the next season. Like, and you cannot skip a season. And
they are different. Whatever you might in the first season, you might have experienced one. You have gone it. You are in another season. You are going to experience something different anyway. You understand? So and your own struggle is different from mine. Whatever you're going to experience is different from, and in the case we have similarities in those struggles, the way you are different, and the way we are going to handle it will be different. It happened to one person. How did this person go out of this? How did you want to? And the way you handle yours is different from mine, and I cannot even tell you how to want to handle your struggle because we did it in different ways. How you want to accommodate that? You might not what sits well with you might not sit well with me. Do you understand?
Like, you actually said something really striking. I remember when someone told me a word one certain time. I don't want to talk about it right now, in as much as I'm just not in the frame of mind. But I'll share it soon. So if you've not subscribed, a lot of things are going to be coming out. God help us. So keep the subscription coming and hit the notification so you'll be notified whenever any new video drops in. And someone said something that even till today, if I think about that word, I still feel hot. But then the fact that I've trusted God so much that even if, which is going to lead to my next question, that even if God does not answer, it wouldn't change him from being God. Right? So I was going through like a very down time, and someone said a word, like a very hurting word, and the person said, you did not pray enough. If you had prayed enough, this thing wouldn't have happened. If you had fasted enough, this thing wouldn't have happened. And I'm like, and to be very honest, that actually made me depressed, to be very, very real. Like, I went into depression activated mode because that was the beginning of where I began to question, truly, if I really, that time I was sleeping, maybe I would have been praying. True, I did not pray enough. That time I fasted. Maybe there was one way I broke. I did not wait. So I started, and the funny thing is that the devil always looks for those loopholes to tempt you and so that you will doubt God. So what you said is a very valid point. We all handle issues differently. In as much as we would face different challenges. The way you handle yours might really be different from the way I handle mine. But then we should appreciate how each other handle, issues and challenges. That's a very strong and valid point. And just to go further in our question, like I said, what's something you have prayed for? Just like what I said, what's something that you have prayed for that did not happen? And how did you handle it? Like, you prayed for something, like, you've prayed. Kadabash. You have kabash. You prayed for something and then God said, nah.
That's not the way.
Kole work. Kole work. So have you had that?
Okay, I think this is our traveling journey.
Yeah.
Right. So I was preparing for a school. Then I've done the first part. I think we need to do interview. At first I didn't pass the interview. Then I did it again and I passed the interview. Then we are waiting for what's this called? This from here process to do school fees deposit and all of that. I was unable to meet up with my financial stability then cannot move and make me to go to the next level. So many other things surrounded that stuff. Do you understand? At some point, one way or the other, it didn't work out. And this period I have prayed, I have fasted. You know what we in my own religion we say, you fast, you pray, then you give thanksgiving. That makes your prayer work faster. Those things work hand in hand. You can't just pray without giving thanksgiving. You give charity. Do you understand? So I've done all of those stuff. So I'm rest assured that this is the way, this is what's gonna happen. For some reason, it didn't work out. The first just like he said.
Yeah.
So let's questioning God that, as in, didn't you want me to move? It's not a stage, it's not a good sign for me to move. It's a good sign for me to leave. All of those stuff. Those periods, those are, like, can I say, maybe I can say that those are maybe because as an adult, that's the most tested part of my life. I might have been having the testing period, maybe because I was not, how will I say, maybe I was not that old enough to have thought that it really gets to me or something. Yeah. I think this is like the age that I felt to think out the box that really get to me. It really get to me to
like you were ready for something.
You understand? You really get to me, and that's not the first time I've been paying for something. During all maybe when we were growing up, secondary school, you do the exam, and what did I believe? I had the belief of saying at every stage you're supposed to be moving. Like I see life as secondary school, you move, university, you move, you get your work, you move, you get married. Like these are the stage of life. I never knew that there can be some stages that
destructive
you understand.
That you
so I feel like
to follow.
at every that you say like you understand that you following that like a ladder, you're just going from one place to the other. So I've seen life like that because it has been happening to me. I never had issues with things from primary, secondary. Everything goes in line, NYSP. But to this stage of this, like in my own that moment, I feel so bad. I feel, but it didn't stop me from praying. But like, why would I get this thing? Why is it not a way for me to move? I forfeited that one, and I did another one. You understand? So that period was, as we're having this chat now, I started remembering everything that happened. I got to estimate myself. I can't continue being in this shell. I need to move out of the shell. My sister said to me, I know you to be a believer. I know you to be a prayer warrior. I know you to be this and this. Nobody will tell you how to handle things. They are not in your shoes. They might have walked in their shoes, but the way it's actually affecting you might not have affected them. The way you see it might not have, people have not seen it, but you need to move on. You get, if you didn't move on, how do you want to now appreciate other things that's coming your way? And that was why I started talking to myself that this is not you, Titilola. You need to move. If you really want to achieve, really want to get to that stage of your life that you wanted to be, then you should move. Take this step. And that financial stability I was talking about, and I started talking to my cousins, family members. I've gotten this. They started helping me. You understand? Because in this journey you can't do it all alone. They started helping me, cousins, maternal cousin, paternal cousin, my dad, my siblings, and every other thing started coming. What I had in mind before, maybe where I'm hoping for the help before, that didn't come. I later got it from somewhere else. Things started working, and as it started getting better, when I lost my trust at some point. But when I won it back, put myself again, this is the challenge. This phase will pass. Will soon, it will soon pass.
This phase will soon pass.
You get,
you said, oh my God, you said something. You really said something very, very, like you said a lot of profound stuff. And like don't mind me, I was writing them down because I wanted to highlight those things. You mentioned, there's often times we feel that our life has to progress in a certain way. And when there's a disruption, we feel like this is not how the life is supposed to be. You get, like, you go from, just taking for instance, you go to primary school, secondary school, university for masters, and then you get married, then you give birth to children. So that's how we have been programmed, that's how life is supposed to go. So let's say maybe you are done with school, or maybe you get to a particular stage and you're like, okay, why am I not married? And like maybe 5 years is going. 10 years ago, you're like,
I remember them, Vision 2020, that was me. Vision
oh, yeah,
2020.
Vision too.
Like that period was Vision 2020, you got to get married.
And this is 2025.
You understand?
So when you and if you don't have that faith to know that your season and your timing is different, you know, you begin to compare your own timing, your own race with other people's race, and it's okay to be disrupted. Like you said, that disruption, you know, took you off balance.
Yeah.
Do you understand? But then in the midst of it, I guess, you know, God is just so beautiful and merciful. Like, there's so many things he taught us. For me, I also had that disruption. You know, you understand? There's so many things he teaches us within the disruption, that when he actually wants to do what he wants to do, where you were actually thinking, you're going to get the help from, this is where the help is going to come from, this is how you have programmed, this is how I want it to be. And you are praying, but like you're telling God, okay, Father, I prayed, so this is how you do. Tomorrow somebody will call me, next tomorrow this is how, Father, by 9 of this. So you are praying, but you are telling God what to do. And then God is like saying, you are not the planner, you are the created, and him is the creator. So why not allow the creator orchestrate the path of the created? I just spoke Rema. You get. So, you know, it's okay to be disrupted. It's okay for us to go through life and experience certain disruptions. And I believe that those disruptions are never for bad. The time that we're going through those disruptions, they might not look like, because we don't know what God has in the future. So they might not look like it, right? But then I so believe that there's always a reason and a purpose why something is being disrupted and something does not work out at that particular time. I said so many things are going to be coming up, right? So many things have happened down the line that we're still going to be bringing out here on this channel, just to tell you how the journey has been, and just to tell you that anything can happen. Do you understand? We're not trying to say, oh, we are here, we have arrived, things are working. No. We are still going through the faith, even in the midst of our tears, even in the midst of the pains. We're still going through. It's a faith journey, and we're trying to bring you along that it's a faith journey. You might have gone through the losses, through the pains, through the heartbreak, through the disappointments of life, but then you can still put up yourself together and trust God and still move ahead with the pieces. How do I sound like I just preached? Okay, so we actually don't want this video to be so long. Just a tip of what we're gonna be dropping. God helps us. God help content creation. Hey, it's not easy. It's not easy in this side of the world. It's not easy, but then God help us. We're going to be building that community of individuals, of people who are going to be taking life by the horn, who are not really scared to fail. I guess one of the major things that I guess can actually be a limiting factor, because I've also had that while still evolving, you know, the fear of wanting to fail, the fear of what will people say, the fear of is it going to work out, the fear of what if it does not work out now, people will now say, I failed. I guess when we remove all of those limits from our shoulders and knowing fully well that life is what life is, but irrespective of the what if, we're still going to take the chances that we have to take in life. Do you understand? And then just leave the sayings, leave the words, and just go. Go in the midst of the fears, go in the midst of the doubts, go in the midst of the worries. Build up a community, like stay in the midst of those community people, like this community that will encourage you, that will hold you by the hand, that will make you feel that you're not alone and there's nothing wrong with you. Any word of encouragement, anything you just want to say as we bring this video to a close?
I just want people, you just do you, believe in yourself, believe in God, be God yourself, trust God, trust the process, and you'll definitely get there. But you don't leave God.
I love that fact. Stay with God. Stay with God. So thank you guys for watching this video. Hope to see you in our next video. Welcome to Rita Uwadiale Unscripted, and with me I have my lovely guest Titi, and thank you so much, and see you in the next video.